Hi guys, welcome to today's video. We're gonna do the mid-year book tag, the mid-year reading tag. I really have been floptina on posting book videos this year. Really videos at all, but we're back, baby. And I thought a good way to recap what I've read this year would be to do this tag. So let's get into it. The first question is my top 5 books of the year. I have read so many good books this year and so many new all-time favorites. This was kind of hard, but in no particular order. It's One Golden Summer by Carly Fortune, Beg, Borrow, or Steal by Sarah Adams, It's a Love Story by Annabelle Monaghan, Sunrise on the Reaping by Suzanne Collins, and Deep End by Ali Hazelwood. Sunrise on the Reaping, like, if you know me, you know, of course. And the romances, just every romance that I just listed off just got me. They just got me so good. I was obsessed with the couples. I just loved all of those romances and all of those books so much. Next is new releases I have yet to read. So many. There are just so many new releases. I cannot keep up. I try my best, but it's so difficult. One that I really want to read, but I think I'm just gonna save it for fall, because even though it came out this summer, it just feels like fall to me. Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil. I have 2 little words for you: sapphic vampires. Yeah, so I will be reading that. I just haven't gotten to it yet. I also really want to read Wild Dark Shore. I got that as one of my book of the month books earlier this year, and I have heard pretty much nothing but amazing things about it. So that is also definitely getting read by the end of the year. New fictional crush. I have so many. All of the men and also the women, let's be real, from my top books, yes, all new fictional crushes. Honestly, if I give a book over 3 stars, I have a crush on at least one of the people in it. But a series I read where all of the male main characters became my new crushes was the DC Stars series. This is an interconnected hockey romance series. Just a really fun series in general. I feel like if you like the Windy City series, you would probably like this too. Not like a 5-star series for me, but like a 3.5, 4-star series. But the men in these books, if you like men who are absolutely down bad abysmally for their women, start reading. My favorite personally was Riley from Hat Trick, even though my dog's name is Riley, so that was a hurdle I did have to get over, but we persevered. Most anticipated new releases. Again, I feel like there's so many, but I am so excited for Hannah Bonham Young's new book. I love her, period. And will you look at this cover, please? Really take it in with your eyes. Are you actually joking? My mouth fell open when I saw this cover for the first time. Someone please Photoshop my face onto this book cover so I can live out the fantasy. Please and thank you. Honestly, I don't even know what this book is about and I don't care. I know her writing's gonna be good and this was really all I needed to say. The next one is favorite new author. This one was kind of hard because I feel like for the most part, I've either read authors that I have already read or I've read new authors, but I've only read like 1 book. So I feel like it's too soon to say that they're a favorite, but I did read the Off-Campus series this year, literally 10 years late, but I finally read it and I did like it. So I guess Elle Kennedy or Chelsea Curdow. Can you tell I've been going through a hockey romance phase? I don't have any other authors that I read multiple books from that were new this year. I did read The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig, which I really like, but again, that's only 1 book, so like, yeah, put her up there, but it's only 1 book, so I feel like I can't say she's my favorite. Same thing with Julie Olivia. I read If It Makes You Happy and really liked it, but again, just 1 book, so they probably will become favorites of mine. Like right now, we're just seeing if we like each other. My least favorite reads of the year, I have 2. One was Norwegian Wood. The only reason I finished this book is because we read it for my book club that I have with my friends, and I didn't finish the first book that we read, and this was the second book, so I was like, okay, I can't not finish both books. Like, I have to pull myself together, and I tortured myself by putting myself through this book, and I just didn't like it. I can understand what he was trying to do and say. I can appreciate that. However, I think the execution was so bad. Just so bad that I can't even fully give him kudos for that. I feel like this author has never interacted with a woman in his life. Everything just felt so awkward, like every interaction. I didn't like any character. It wasn't for me. It wasn't for me. I also really didn't like the Rose Bargain, which sucks because it's pitched as like The Selection meets Bridgerton if it was a fantasy. I was eating that shit up. I was so excited. And then again, the execution was just not that good in my opinion. This book felt very much like a first draft to me. It didn't feel fully fleshed out. It felt like she was just putting scenes in and tropes because she thought they should be there. And I wasn't really buying the romance. I thought the twist at the end was like, just really underwhelming for me personally. I know a lot of people love this book, but just was not my favorite. My DNFs of the year. I DNF books like it's my job, honestly. I will read literally 6 pages of a book and then put it down if I'm like not in the mood for it. But these are ones that I like really wanted to like and get through and just couldn't, and I might try again. I actually would like to try again on definitely 2 of these. The other one probably not, but for now they're DNFs. The first one was Mile High. I don't know why I can't get through this book. I love all of the other books in the Windy City series. I cannot get through this one. This was my 2nd time trying. I think it's 2 things mainly. I don't really like Xander's, and I know he gets better. That's what everybody says, and I am sure that that is true, but I just dislike him so much in the beginning that I can't get to the point where he gets better. And 2, it feels very physical to me, very like lust driven, which is another thing I don't really like. So one day I will finish this book and I will have read the entire Windy City series, but I couldn't do it. The one that I DNF'd and probably will not attempt reading ever again was Cruel Prince. I don't get it. I really don't get it. I know that might be triggering for some of you. Why are they going to the mall? Like, what? I don't know. I just thought it was so weird that they're in like this fantasy world, but they're human and they're like literally putting on sparkly Converse and going to the mall. Maybe I'm just not fun. I couldn't do it. And then they introduced the love interest, and he's mean. He's mean, scary, and rude. He's like bullying her. I'm not into that. Another one was 7 Days in June, which really surprised me because I thought I was gonna really love this, and I didn't dislike it. I liked the characters and I can appreciate like what they went through and like the journey that they are going on to like eventually reconnect, but I just found myself very bored. Maybe I just needed to like really get into it, but I read I think like 20 or 30%, and I just found myself not wanting to pick it up. Maybe I just wasn't in the mood. That's why I feel like I will try again at another time, but I did try and read that a few weeks ago and I just couldn't get through it. I don't know. Most memorable character. One of mine is definitely the main girl from It's a Love Story. I can't think of her name right now. I think it's like Anne or Hannah. What is her name? Jane. Okay, I couldn't have been more wrong. Jane from It's a Love Story. Just the way that she thinks about love and dating, and really just so much of her personality reminded myself of me, and I just felt so seen in her, and that is my girl. I just loved her so much, so she's very memorable to me. Another memorable character, Lucas from Deep End. If you know, you know. Girls, I get it, get it. You either get it or you don't. I get it. I was not okay reading this book. Like, Lucas rewired my brain chemistry. Sorry, I'm booking a flight to Sweden. Most beautiful book, One Golden Summer. Carly Fortune's covers are just so stunning. I am obsessed with them. If this was a print, like without the text, I would frame it and hang it on my wall. I think they're gorgeous. A series I have to finish. This one was also kind of hard because most of the series that I'm in the middle of, it's because the other books aren't out yet, but I do technically have to still finish the Off-Campus series. I read the first 4 books, but then there's a 5th book that's kind of like an epilogue book about all the couples in the future that I have not read that I want to. And then I also want to read the rest of her universe, like the Briar U and all of that, but there's just so many books that it's a big commitment. So I haven't done that yet, but I would like to at some point. A book I surprisingly loved. Again, this one was kind of hard. I feel like I know my taste pretty well, so I don't really read out of my comfort zone that much. I definitely should more. That's one of my reading goals of my life. But one book I wasn't sure about was Deep Cuts, just because it's literary fiction and I don't really read many literary fiction books. And honestly, this book is weird because the characters are insufferable, and I buddy read this with my friend and we spent most of the book talking shit about them and like complaining, but for some reason it still got me and I still enjoyed it a lot and gave it 4 stars. And I was surprised because in the beginning I was like, oh, I might not even finish this, and then somehow I ended up really liking it. Books I would reread. I am a chronic rereader. I'm addicted to it. I can't not reread books. I wish I could, because then I would actually get through my TBR, but I can't. So really anything that I gave 3.5, 4 stars and above, I would reread. One that I actually am already rereading is Deep End, because at this current moment I'm filming this, I am fighting off a slump tooth and nail, and I just needed something that I knew would be good, and so I just started rereading Deep End. So that's my official answer, but really like any of the books I talked about, there's a good chance I'll reread them at some point. The last one is my progress on my reading goal. I actually made 2 reading goals this year. My Goodreads goal is 50 books because reading goals are fun and I enjoy them, but I also think it shouldn't be something that like stresses you out. So 50 books for me is very doable. 1 book a week is like normal. And then I made my Storygraph goal 100 books because I read 100 last year and I felt like I probably would do that again, or I could. So I had like my real one and then like my best case scenario one, and I have already hit 50 books. I've read 57 books so far this year, and I believe, knock wood, So I believe I'm on track to also hit my Storygraph goal as of right now. Like I said, I am fighting off a little bit of a reading slump right now, so fingers crossed. But I am definitely happy with those numbers, even though it really doesn't matter. But I am happy that I've read so many books and so many good books this year. I just love reading. That was the last question. Thank you for letting me yap about books. Honestly, I have missed it a lot. If you want to find me anywhere else, I'll have all my other socials down below as always, and thank you so much for watching.